What's up, Internet? Kern1776 here with an awesome announcement for you. So in September 2024, just a few months away, we are hosting the very first BattlGames. 10 contestants are going to compete using their survival skills for $25,000 cash. Now at this event, we're going to have tons of cool brands here, survival experts, big time personalities. They may or may not help us along the way. So how exactly do you become a contestant for the BattlGames? Well, all you got to do is go to battlegames.com, fill out a little bit of information. You can become an eligible contestant for absolutely free. You also are now eligible to potentially win cool outdoor and survival gear. So even if you don't get selected for the BattlGames, you might win $5,000 worth of gear from brands like Fox Knives, My Medic, Puri Bag, and tons of other brands as well. Once we select the 10 contestants, we're going to fly you guys out here, all expense paid. We're going to have a great time, and 10 contestants are going to compete for that 25 grand. It's a win-win. Don't wait. Time's ticking. Hopefully I'll see you at the 2024 BattlGame.
Welcome back to another unboxing video. Today here we have supply drop number 30. That feels like a significant number. 30 crates is a lot of crates. We've sent 30 iterations of crates to literally thousands of people for a grand total of tens of thousands of crates. We're very excited about how far this club has gone. We're excited about the things that we've sent people, and we're excited about the impact we've had on the lives of the recipients of this gear. I've said it once, and I'll say it again. I truly believe that the right tools and the right skills provided to the right people, the right time, and the right place can really truly be the difference between life or death. It doesn't always have to be life and death. I'm sorry I throw that around all the time. We don't acquire this stuff going about our day thinking, oh man, if I don't have this product, someone could die. It doesn't always have to be that dramatic. Sometimes it's just convenient to have the right tools at the right time, the right place, right? And on top of that, like sometimes it's just cool gifts. Maybe you get something, you're like, well, I've already got something that's similar, or I've been with Crate Club so long, I got a second product twice over the course of 3 years or whatever. And then you decide to gift that product. The stuff that's inside this box is kick-ass. It's cool stuff. I know for a fact that it will bring utility to your life. But if it's not for you, that's okay. Give it to your buddy, give it to your son, give it to your friend at work. I know you potentially have coworkers that all think alike. We kind of exist in this community where we all care about safety and preparedness and EDC and tacticalness and outdoors and camping, but there's all variations of that stuff, right? Like I exist more in like the tactical EDC everyday preparedness space, and then there's like the bushcraft outdoor camping survival space. And there's crossover, but sometimes one product fits into one category better than the other. Either way, what I'm getting at is thank you for being a member of this community. If you're not a member of this community, I hope that you consider joining because I know for a fact that you don't want to miss out on another crate. That being said, without further ado, let's unbox the major crate from supply drop number 30. Big box. This is like a general sized box, but it's just the major. Let's open this bad boy up. We're gonna go ahead and start with the biggest item, and the reason we had to go for the big box this go around, and that's gonna be the Long Walks backpack from Vertix. This 15-liter backpack is brought to you by Vertix, a brand with over 175 years of product innovation. Made from an ultra-light, ultra-durable fabric, this pack is a game changer in terms of convenience and versatility. With its roomy main compartment, Velcro brand loop, and innovative Tactigami compatibility, you have full control over organizing your long walk essentials. Weighing less than 1.5 pounds, you can pack as little or as much as you want. This pack can handle it all while weighing next to nothing. Featuring contoured shoulder pads, a top grip handle, an adjustable sternum strap, an adjustable waist strap, a Velcro brand loop lining for Tactigami, a light colored interior liner for visibility, an oversized front stretch pocket, and more. Vertix left no stone unturned when designing this pack. No more compromising on storage capacity or feeling weighed down. Unlock a new level of freedom with the Long Walks pack. That's the first time I've ever gotten through one of those on the first try. We're firing on all cylinders today. So I'll explain Tactigami in just a moment, but let's check out this thing from the 10,000 foot view. There are two items that I can't get enough of. One is knives, and two are packs. Bags in general, right? Because they're all so unique, and there's so many elements that make them appropriate for certain scenarios, maybe less appropriate for other scenarios. And there's sort of objective measures like, well, you need enough space for a 3-day pack versus a 4-day pack. But there's also so much subjectivity, right? Personal preference. What I like might be different than what someone else likes. And that's why it's nice to have options on hand so you can choose the bag that makes the most sense for you and the task that you're about to address. So this I would consider sort of a smaller option. They called it the long walk pack because if you're going for a long walk, this is gonna be an ideal option. You could make it like an overnight bag, but probably not more than one night. But this is a great bag for going on a singular hike, maybe going on a trip to the beach, maybe going to the park with your kids, or maybe you're just going to the mall and you gotta carry some extra stuff with you. I'm the type of guy that I never leave my house without water and snacks. So like this is a great place to just put a couple snacks, maybe some electrolyte packets and some water. Also, there's gonna be some EDC options available for you here, but I'll get into that in just a moment. So super light, super durable. You've got your standard contoured shoulder straps on the side. You have a chest clip as well as a waist clip for providing a little bit of extra security there it would take. So if you buckle these things and then cinch them down real tight, you're gonna alleviate some pressure from your neck, which like as you get older, you very much know that that's gonna be very relieving over the course of a few hours if you've been carrying something heavy for longer than you intended to. These types of little straps are great for relieving some of that strain on your neck. They have a very unique buckle here. I mean, it's just a buckle. I'm not gonna like oversell it, but the shape of this thing is very unique. I actually have not seen a plastic buckle that is that shape, and they have it both up top and down low. Super easy to use, but it's a nice buckle. So on the outside here, some of the unique features of this bag are this stretchy external, they don't call it a kangaroo pouch, but I'm gonna call it a kangaroo pouch. It stays completely open, right? It does not seal all the way, but it's a stretchy material. So if you just wanna cram like whatever it is down there, a couple water bottles, maybe your extra pair of socks. I like that they left it open-ended and it's also stretchy. So like, you know, you can push this thing as far as you wanna push it and cram whatever you want to down in there. Just beneath your external stretchy kangaroo pouch is this pouch. And this is as far as it opens. It doesn't go all the way down on both sides. It's just this little corner zipper here. This is just sort of a top pouch that you want something easily accessible on the top. What's also interesting is on the inside you have Velcro where you could stick, you know, name tapes, patches, maybe just like readily accessible medical supplies with some of their tactigami accessories. And then you also have this retention strap on the inside. So I went on their website and they actually don't explicitly say what this retention strap is intended for, but I guess that means you can use it however you like. It does have a small plastic loop that you can open and close and loop stuff onto. I guess the way that I plan to use it, I am the type of person to throw like 6, 7, 8 items into one pouch. And then whenever I'm looking for one particular item, somehow fate decides that I pull out every single item before I actually get the one that I'm looking for. But in order to avoid that, if there's one item in particular you want to have most readily accessible, you would just hook it to your little retention strap here and just pull it out easily on the first try. Beneath that pouch is your main compartment, and this one does open up all the way. Bam. So I left the advertisement on the inside here. This is removable. You're supposed to take it out. I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. But the tactigami that I mentioned earlier, obviously that is a term that is coined by Vertex. This backpack is fully functional without any of these tactigami accessories. Please don't feel like we gypped you or shorted you in any way. But if you wanted to go out and customize your bag a little bit, Vertex offers a whole bunch of supplies that can be built into the inside of your main compartment. They have EDC weapons holsters, they have or EDC weapons carriers, they have magazine carriers, they have medical pouches, you can put whatever you want to in your own backpack. But it's pretty cool that this is built into the bag, so then you can customize it to however you see fit, right? They actually specifically make pouches that have Velcro on like all sides. So you can slap that on here, and whenever you want access to it, you can pull it off, use it as necessary, and then slap it back into the backpack. And of course, you can organize things from top to bottom or whatever makes most sense to you. It's a great backpack. It's great for just day use. If you want to try and make it a multi-day bag, good luck. But again, that's why I like having multiple options available to me at all times, because sometimes a bag is more appropriate for one scenario versus another. Just depends on how long you're going to be out and what kind of stuff you're trying to cram in there. I believe this whole thing is made of 100% nylon ripstop, so incredibly light. I think, what would we say, 1.5 pounds, less than 1.5 pounds. But this thing weighs nothing, but I know that it's a sturdy product because Vertex is a very trusted brand. And I thought it was pretty cool that we were able to incorporate their long walks backpack. All right, enough of that. So you're probably asking yourself, well, what do I put in my new backpack? If you don't know what to put in there, start with this. The last bandage is a trauma bandage that covers a wide range of injuries, including amputations, burns, and large pattern wounds. With a full 400 square inches of treatment area, this bandage packs down to just a 4-inch roll and features built-in brakes that help prevent accidental unrolling during high-stress application. Its large, non-adherent wound pad can be easily wrapped around limbs and secured with the attached elastic wrap. The bandage is sterile and is large enough to cover the entire back or chest area of a casualty if needed, and also offers a removable occlusive layer that can be used to cover abdominal contents, minimizing the loss of heat and moisture. So we preach medical supplies pretty heavy here. Most of what we provide is day-to-day stuff. This is a different level. This is not something you're probably gonna throw in your bag to take to the park with your kids. I hope to God you don't ever need something like this when you're taking your kids to the park. But this would be much more appropriate for a first responder, maybe if you're active duty, especially if you work in the medical world, because this is like a no crap, life or death type of product. I do try to utilize or demonstrate products as often as possible. I'm not gonna do it with this one. Primarily because once you remove it from this vacuum sealed pouch, it's never going to be the same. You'll never be able to condense it back down into a roll this tight. And number two, it's no longer sterile when it's exposed to the air. So I wouldn't recommend opening this thing until it's like time to use it. Hopefully you never use it. But this really truly could be the difference between life and death in a scenario where someone's like bleeding out from a very, very severe injury. You know, I always like medical products that require as little thinking as possible, because when you're in those oh crap moments, the last thing you want to do is have to process new information and make a decision, right? Like, okay, I have this bandage, how am I going to open it? And then you think about, okay, well, these are my options. And you're like, okay, I need a tool. And you have your like, oh, what kind of tool do I need? And then you go open it and you're like, where should I open it so that I don't damage the products on the inside? The whole thought process is completely removed because they have arrows. Look, there's an arrow right here telling you that there's a perforated line at the top that allows you to rip the package open and gain access to the bandage. If you get confused and forget it's on that end, you have arrows on these sides as well. So you can tear from either end using the little perforated spot. Anyway, you can rip this thing open and unroll it and start applying pressure to wherever that injury has occurred. So you can unroll this thing in sort of a straight line, so you have like one long skinny strip that'd be best for wrapping around limbs. You can then take that strip and open it up a couple of times to where it becomes a 20-inch by 20-inch square. The reason you want to open it up to a 20-inch by 20-inch, giving you that full 400 square meters of coverage that we talked about, is for any sort of abdominal wounds. If you're having a real bad day, or you come across somebody who's having a real bad day and they're having like an abdominal injury, whether that's front side or back side, what you want to try and do is keep all of the contents of that human being inside the human being as best as possible. You want to keep it sterile, you want to keep it warm, and you don't want to lose moisture. And this product is going to help you do all of those things. Something also interesting is they have those built-in brakes that I mentioned. It's just these small adhesive strips that are spread periodically throughout the bandage, so that as you're unrolling it, you don't unintentionally unroll more than you mean to. When you have a tightly wound roll of medical bandages, it helps to keep that pressure on the wound as you're wrapping around the limb. If you lose some of that tension, you're gonna have to stretch it and then wrap it around. And you take the next chunk of it and you stretch it and you wrap it around. That's not gonna happen with this product because it has those built-in brakes. Great product. Again, this falls into that scenario of like, I hope you never have to use it, but in the event that you do, you are going to be far, far more prepared than the people that are around you, guaranteed. So you can stick that in your new backpack. Moving on. Fire suppression is a simple yet extremely important and often overlooked concept in household readiness, and you should always have some form of fire suppression readily available. The Firebolt Mark V is a handheld aerosol ideal for tactical fire suppression situations. Featuring a finger loop design and a highly visible orange pull tab, this product can be rapidly deployed in the event of unwanted or out of control flames. The non-corrosive agent contained in the aerosol can quickly suppress flames and simultaneously cool the surface that the fire is extending from. So this is a 5.25 ounce can, which makes it perfect for carrying with you tactically. If you wear a vest at work, if you're a first responder, if you're a military member, this is sort of the perfect size for storing in a utility pouch or even a magazine pouch. It's not heavy, it's not bulky, you can easily store it in whatever pouch makes most sense for you. That's kind of the intent of this product. There's big fire extinguishers that you're gonna hang, on the wall inside your house, or you keep it in the pantry. A lot of people keep fire suppression devices in their vehicles. This is probably not big enough for that, but this is like the ideal personal use fire suppression system. Again, we have this little orange pull tab here. When you're ready to use this thing, you simply pull the orange tab, and press down. You hold it sort of like this, right? And press down with your thumb. The reason that we have this little orange tab here to serve as a safety is because if you leave it like this and you just decide to throw it down inside of a bag or drop it on the ground, whatever, it's gonna deploy unwanted, and you don't wanna waste your fire suppression system. So in the meantime, when you're not prepared to use it, I would recommend keeping your little orange safety mechanism properly in place. But this is a great product. I mean, as I'm recording this, it is currently July 2nd, which one means it's hotter than hell outside, but two, 4th of July is right around the corner. And I know for a fact that there's gonna be fires that are not wanted. I can only imagine what it's like being a first responder on the 4th of July, and there's people who would actually need help because they're injured or they're in a bad situation, whatever. But then there's some dingus down the street who catches his neighbor's yard on fire because he was irresponsible with fireworks, and even more irresponsible for not having a fire suppression system on hand. Go shoot fireworks. Go have fun. I understand, a little bit of danger, using firecrackers a little bit inappropriately, especially bottle rockets. As a kid and a teenager, I loved using bottle rockets in ways that they weren't necessarily intended to be used because it's fun. It's okay to have fun, but it's not okay to be risky and to put other people's safety, at the risk of your own fun. So it's good to have something like this on standby just in case something gets out of control, something ignites and explodes in a way that it wasn't necessarily intended to. You will have something on hand to put out those flames. Great product, Blaze Defense Systems, really good company. They have a whole lineup of really quality products. So I'm a fan, and I think this is a great product for everybody to keep on hand. The Flint's Renewal System. The liquid polish is the ultimate multi-surface polish that effortlessly restores shine to metals, plastics, paints, and more, all while leaving behind a protective wax that will not only create a beautiful shine, but also increase the longevity of your belongings. The Flint's Ceramic Gun and Knife Sealant is a nano-ceramic hydrophobic spray that is safe to use on metals, fiberglass, clear coats, plastics, granites, glass, and all other man-made surfaces. The Flint's Renewal System will become your go-to for polishing, protecting, and keeping your gear in tip-top shape. So yours is gonna come all collected, nice little bag there. You can keep it in the plastic bag for convenience sake or organization if you want to. Once you unwrap it, this is what you've got. It appears to be 3 contents, but it's actually 4 contents. They provided you with 2 microfiber cloths. One will be kept with the polish, one will be kept with the sealant. I mean, if you're into cleaning weapons or cleaning cars, you know that you kind of want to have different cloths for different solutions. You don't want to mix the 2 onto the same working surface and then unintentionally work that back into your car, back into your knife. Because that's not how it was intended to be used. We always test products before sending it out to our members because we want to ensure that it's actually a quality product. But when they said, and this is their words, not mine, all man-made surfaces, there's no way, even if this was my full-time job and somehow I did nothing but clean, polish, and protect things for a living, there's no way I could test this on every single man-made surface known to man. But they say, every man-made surface, this stuff can go on. So I'm curious, you people out there, what are you using this on besides the obvious? Tools, knives, got it. I think other sort of outside the box places that this could be used would be exhaust tips on your car. If you actually have metal exhaust tips, I do on mine. Maybe the faucets inside your home need to be polished up a little bit. You could use this. On Flint's website, they preach clean, polish, protect, clean, polish, protect. And I've seen some debate out there whether you should use a polish or a sealant first, and it seems like it's dependent upon the surface. But generally speaking, Flint's very much preaches clean, polish, protect in that order because they want you to polish your product before you protect it with the sealant. So if you don't know which one to use, try it in that order first. If you've got a dirty blade, clean it first, get it dry, then hit it with the polish, work that in as best you can with one of your clean microfiber cloths, and then you can move on to the sealant with a new clean microfiber cloth, and your stuff can be good to go. Flint's also says that it's hydrophobic, meaning that it'll protect against water. But in saltwater situations, they say that this will protect you for up to 3 months, and for non-salt water situations, you're good for up to 6 months. That's a long time. This might be a little bitty bottle, but this could be months or even years worth of polish and sealing. So hopefully you find multiple places to put it on and then keep your stuff maintained well. If you take care of your stuff, it'll take care of you. Always take care of your gear. Moving on, I got one more item to show you and I'm very excited about it. Talk about a proper fixed blade. The Civivi Elementum is a phenomenal EDC option for those who prefer a fixed blade over a folder. Coming in at an overall length of 8.48 inches and weighing in at 4.41 ounces, This is the perfect size for balancing convenience with performance and functionality. This variation of the Elementum features satin D2 steel and a beautiful dark green flat micarta handle. Furthermore, we've gone the extra mile to provide you with a black Kydex sheath and a pre-tied paracord lanyard. This is everything you need to get the job started and to get the job done. So yours will come in this beautiful white box that Civivi's known for. Very nice presentation, gives you that like feel-good customer experience. On the inside, you're gonna get a couple of stickers. I mean, I keep collecting these stickers and pretending like I'm gonna do something with them. I don't know what I'm gonna do with them, but I like the stickers because it looks exactly like the knife. And of course, they also give you a small microfiber cloth for maintaining your blade. But let's get to the important stuff, and that is the Elementum. Here it is. So earlier, I was talking about my two favorite things are bags and knives because there's so many different variations. Some are more appropriate for certain tasks than others. And also there's this personal preference factor that you can't really measure. Like if you like something, you like something. If you don't, you don't. And that's cool. It's being human. It's what it's all about. I am normally a folder guy. I carry a folder every single day. I did when I was active duty. I do now as a civilian. It's just my preference because it takes up less space and I'm not using knives as aggressively as a camper or a bushcrafter. That's just like my preference. But if I were to carry a fixed blade, it's this guy right here. Check that bad boy out. The Elementum. Drop point style blade, micarta handle, chef's kiss. I love the colors, I love the design. It's perfect, like it's everything you need, nothing that you don't. I personally, I know a bunch of bushcrafters that they love having a little bit of paracord there. I don't know if there's any functionality associated with the knife. Maybe if you, there's no way you're gonna pull it out by the 550 cord. But it's there if you need it. You know, in the event that you need 550 cord for a, unrelated scenario, you could just clip this off and you've got free 550 cord available for you. It's already been gutted. I noticed a lot of people don't realize like the importance of having the guts inside of the 550 cord. It does reduce the overall strength of the product, but it reduces the volume as well. And you can use it more like webbing and less like rope. So speaking of Elementum, my favorite, one of my favorite EDCs right now is also the Elementum, but this is the folder version. Now you can see, based off the design, that these are identical blades. Same, right? Except the fixed blade is significantly larger, but the design is the same. A lot of the features are the same, but instead of it being a folder with a pocket clip on the side, this Elementum is probably one of my favorite knives on the market right now when it comes to options and affordability. Civivi makes good products. This is a trustworthy knife. I use it for stuff all the time. It's never failed me. It's held up well, whole 9 yards, right? But the best thing about the Elementum is if you go onto Civivi's website, you're gonna see like 60 different variations of it. When you look at the folder alone, they offer G10 scales, they offer micarta scales, they have G2 steel blades. They have D2 steel, they have Damascus steel. There's a lot of options out there, different price points as well, different colors, the whole, they have like 20 to 25 different options of the folder alone, but then you apply all of those options to the fixed blade, there's something out there for you. But anyway, I just pulled this out to show you how much I love this knife, and therefore it makes this my favorite fixed blade that I now own. Micarta, I don't know, I assume everyone loves micarta. It's definitely like a little nicer than G10, generally speaking. Very hard, very comfortable. It's sticky, but it's not like grippy, if that makes any sense. But it's very comfortable to use. And then we included this Kydex sheath. Very quality, the knife fits in very well. It's not gonna fit in this direction, it's gonna fit in with the shape of the blade. Clips in very nicely. It's not going to come out when you don't want it to. And then the Kydex sheath also features this component on the back, which will allow you to loop it onto your belt. And so you can hang it on the side of your pants. All you do is squeeze the sides here, and this thing comes open. Super simple. What's also nice is that you don't have to take off your entire belt just to loop it on there, because sometimes if it doesn't have that opening mechanism, you have to take your belt off, feed the belt all the way through, then feed the belt into your belt loops where this thing sits appropriately, and then finish buckling your belt. Not with this system, you just simply pop it off, figure out where you want it, pop it on there. You'll also notice that there's one small screw here. It's a flathead screwdriver. What you can do is essentially adjust this piece to fit the width of your belt, so you're gonna get a more secure fit. You've got some eyelets here, so if you want to get creative with your 550 cord and stick it onto your bag, backpack, whole 9 yards, whatever you want to do with it, you've got options. This is a heck of a fixed blade. So the scenarios in which you might prefer a fixed blade over a folder. Again, I prefer the folder because of its EDC-ness. It takes up less space, and I don't need it for overly aggressive tasks. If you're going to be processing plants or game, or if you're going to be using this to create firewood, you might be striking the back of the knife in order to really hammer through something thick. You might also be using this, you have this 90-degree edge here on the backside, on the spine of the blade. You might be using this to create sparks with a ferro rod. Don't use the blade, never use the blade because that's silly. Use the back of your knife on a ferro rod to create sparks. This is just more aggressive, and this is why bushcrafters and many outdoorsmen prefer this over a EDC folder like I have in my pocket. But at the end of the day, it's yours. You can do whatever you want with it, so long as it's not illegal, immoral, or unethical. So I hope you enjoyed this stuff. This was a pretty kick-ass supply drop. Again, this is the major crate. We offer 4 different boxes. There's 3 month-to-month options. Those are the lieutenant, the captain, and the major that you see here. We also offer 1 big boy option called the general. So that one comes out once per quarter, so it's going to show up on your doorstep 4 times per year. But if you want stuff to show up every single month, like most of us do, I highly recommend you look into one of our month-to-month options. The major is going to give you the most bang for your buck at that month-to-month option. But whatever works for you. You can also gift a subscription to somebody. So if there's anyone in your life, you know they have a birthday coming up, maybe it's a 4th of July gift, give them something they'll enjoy seeing every single month when it shows up on their doorstep. There's just something fun about not knowing what's on the inside of your box, but knowing that it was picked by professionals and that it's trustworthy gear that, again, may or may not save your life. Anyway, iron sharpens iron. My name is Austin. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please comment, like, subscribe. We're on all social media platforms. We want to hear from you. If you've got feedback, questions, recommendations, we're open to having a conversation. But that's it for now. Stay safe, enjoy your summer, and we'll see you soon.